Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 moonbeams. Let me go ahead and get this going here. Hi. Now I gotta adjust everything. So, welcome, moonbeams, spoonbeams. I'm still figuring all this out. Yesterday, I kind of had to lay low for part of the day. Migraines, not feeling great. Sorry. I had this set up before and then life happened, so big surprise. Okay, so let us make sure I have this the right way. There we go. Now you should be able to hear me okay. Today we are going to do some tarot, and how it works here in my chat is that if you come in, I may draw cards for you, or I may not. Most of these are meant for the collective, and so if you want a full reading, you can go to my website, auroramoontarot.com, or you can just message me and we can set up a time. If you're in the Twin Cities area, we can do it in person. Otherwise, over the, we can do Zoom. I can just do a digital read and then send it to you, kind of however you want to do it. I also am a Reiki master, so I like to start my readings by a few different things. First off, it's good to always do a grounding exercise. So first we want to take a couple of deep breaths, and when you take deep breaths in, you inhale as deep as you can, and then you just slowly exhale as slow as you possibly can. You do that a few times, so I'm going to let you do that now for a few breaths. Hold it at the top. I found my mala beads. These might be good for ASMR too. I found these that I made back before my trauma, actually, so it's kind of fun to find them again and use them, hopefully. Yeah, things are flowing pretty good. So now that we have a few deep breaths in us, the other ways to ground us are by using the rest of our senses. So you're already listening to me. Hopefully you're hearing some good music in the background. I usually try to pick something that's healing. It might have a frequency to it. So if you ever have a question what's playing in the background, I try to keep it low enough where if there's any copyright, I'm not looking to infringe on anyone's rights. So just ask if you want to know what it is we're listening to. Otherwise, you're welcome to put on your own music in the background or open your windows if it's nice out. I have my window open, so you may hear dogs or other things like that. Or there's a couple of crows that keep talking to me, so I don't know, they might come back. So yeah, obviously visually have some things around you that make you feel grounded or happy or comfortable. And what else? If another way to center yourself is by taste, even if it's just a mint or something like that. So if you have anything like that, you're welcome to do that. Scent is a big one for me. So I like to do some kind of, I used to do my own essential oil blends too. And I don't know, maybe once I have some more money, I can actually go back to doing that again. Hello, people joining us in the chat. I'm just starting. I'm going to start with a little Reiki before I do some. And I love, normally I like to get, this is essential oils in this, but normally I make my own or have a little more, honestly, this is Bath and Body Works. And so really anything that invokes a pleasing or a healing feeling for you is good to open up your circle. And when I say circle, or I have a board here I like to bring around, my day is going pretty well. I'm excited to have you in chat with us. But yeah, so anything, any scents, any tastes, any sounds, any sights, anything that uses your senses can be helpful. So I'm going to spray this. This is like my favorite one from Bath and Body Works, and it's the sleep one, so it's got lavender and vanilla in it. Two of my go-tos. Another one that I like to use is anything with sandalwood. Patchouli is a big one too, but sandalwood I like. I don't know. I'm more drawn to it than patchouli, but any of those or amber, any of those denser base notes that are woody or amber, a lot of times will help with grounding and are really good for tarot or Reiki. Let's start. I decided today, I was going to jump right into the tarot after I said we were going to do a little Reiki. So if you found yourself grounded enough, I like to come in and use a crystal. Today I am using, I don't know how well you can see it, it's a moss agate, and it's gorgeous. It's got its own little universe right here. All the little crystals. It's so hard to get this to show well. Yeah, hard to show. Anyways, I'm going to use this to just start with a little bit of Reiki, as long as I have your permission. And then once we do the Reiki, then I will start my tarot read for our group today. Like I said, moss agate. Yeah, so let's just start. Usually I like to start either from the top, at the very crown of your head, all the way down to your root chakra, or vice versa, kind of just depending on what it is that I'm feeling led. And I'm going to try to move this a little closer so that I can you can hear me. There we go. Oh, do you see my service dog is, whoops. My service dog loves that, but it's a corgi, mermaid corgi. Okay, so let's start. I think we're going to start at the crown today. And so I think I'll just start with If you can hear a kiddo outside, it's probably my neighbor. Another reason why I put music on. I hope you can't hear that I can't tell what they're saying, but I'm always worried about people's privacy, maybe because I'm always worried about mine. Which is kind of one reason why I decided to be so out and open right now and start my business again, because I figure what is one of the best ways to help with fears, but if you feel like people are watching you, or not in a paranoid way, but if you feel like you're being watched, or who knows, if you put it all out there, then you already beat them to it. If you hear sounds, it's usually what I'm doing is just kind of can I see you? I can see your chat. Yes, I can see your chat. I'm going to mute this for a minute because there's someone out here. I'll be right back. I'm doing Reiki which if you don't know what Reiki is, all it is a way for my energy to interact with your energy and help balance it, basically. So it's an energy work. Then we're going to do tarot cards here in a minute. Neighbor. I'm going to mute my microphone for a minute so they can get wherever they need to get. Yes. Yes, that is my Mercorgi. Okay, I can unmute myself, I think, now. My neighbor kiddo. She's a toddler. So she only has one volume. Okay, for those of you that know what a spoonie is, it means that you have some kind of chronic condition, mental health wise, physical health wise, and so you'll see me using things like this a lot, which is just a resin spoon. My friend Tara makes resin pieces. No, Coda. So I do like to use this a little bit. So if you see me plucking or doing that or scooping, I am trying to just like smooth out your aura and get any of that gunk out that's really weighing you down and that you don't need anymore. So okay, and like I said, I was going to use this little moss agate. The nice part about moss agate is that you just have so many things in one. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got different types of deposits, and then of course you have the actual plant energy in it too. So let me just kind of draw around your aura a little bit. Just kind of trace. Okay. I got a little Reiki in. Let's go ahead. I'm going to light my candle. I already sprayed a little bit of relaxing spray. And I did have my... This happened one of the other times, one of the last times I did this too. Swore I had a lighter. Found another one. Okay. And I love just using little tea lights. I hope everyone who has stopped in has a wonderful day if you're not going to stick around. Or unable to, I should say. Let's start with spirit animals, like I like to start. Okay. So if you're in here right now while I'm shuffling cards, why don't you go ahead and comment how your day's going, if you got plans this weekend. I don't think I have anything specific, but I say that and then I go, oh yeah. I'm trying to move all this a little closer to me. I think what I need is one of those lap desks, or it's actually a really good idea. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because otherwise I feel like I'm doing this all the time. There. Maybe. No. Okay. We'll go with it. Okay. And for those of you that are new to tarot or cards in general, a lot of people consider them a divine tool, things like that. I just like to say they're a tool. They're fun, and I think they can really unlock some thought processes that can sometimes help. So that's why when people are like, oh, I don't believe in them, you don't have to believe in the cards. You don't have to believe in my intuitive. I'm never going to promise that I can read the future or that. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I have a lot of spiritual gifts, but I love that sound. Okay. Okay, what spirit animal is going to open our got a nook. Guess we're cutting there. Cow spirit. The miracles are endless. Yeah. So it's from the spirit animal deck. And we'll put that up towards the top like I like to do. It's funny because people say, like, how do you do the cards? You know, what order do you put them in? And it really, I mean, there are a lot of really great spreads and things like that. But remember, anything you're doing, if you're doing it with intention and you're doing it slow enough where you're putting the energy and intention into it, it should work. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you see a lot of card readers, boards, or circles, or whatever, I kind of have a board and I have a cloth on it. It's messy as hell. Because sometimes we just start laying shit down and it's like, oh, wait, I meant to put that with that card, and, you know, so, whatever. Anyways, and then I will take the bottom of the deck. I like to read the bottom of the deck. Some people will say it's like the end of the story, because usually a deck, that's kind of how they see it. So whatever you take from the top, that's why when you cut it and then, like, put that bottom half on the bottom, then you take that first card, that's your new, like, timeline or whatnot. So I like to read the bottom because I the funny thing is I don't usually read reverse cards. So when you draw cards, if your card comes up reversed, I don't necessarily, unless I'm really feeling led to read it as reversed, I almost like to use every card as a duality anyways. The typical meaning, and then also what you should watch for or whatever. So I don't like reading reverse because I feel like I always, or not always, I try to include that idea, that shadow or that reverse or the negative, or it's not always negative. Yeah, so I don't read reverse, but I like to read the bottom of the deck. So yeah, go figure. I don't know. So you find your own way. You find your own flow, and I naturally just started going the way I do, which is I start and end with, it's all in twos as well. So it's like I start and end with a spirit animal, and in between I have two main cards, one like focus, and then the other one's kind of like the supporting role. And then I draw 2 cards on each one of those. So in the end, you get 8 cards. Plus I usually roll astro dice and grab a rune. But yeah, you kind of just play around. And then, I mean, it'll change. I'll do that for a while, and then I'll like something else better. And that's just called evolution. I'm just checking here. Okay, I don't think I have. Sorry, I keep putting my big old thumb right in the. It's because I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anybody's chats. Okay, my moonbeams, what message do I have for you? Especially since Cow Spirit says the miracles are endless. Endless. Just true, even though I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of days where they don't. It feels the exact opposite. And you just want to stop, and you just are like, fuck this shit. Oh, a bunch of shit just came out. Okay, well, guess I'm not, I guess I'm drawing 3 cards today, because all 3 came out. So we are going to do all 3 cards. And we're going to do a couple cards for each of them. So the first card is the moon. See if I can get it up a little closer. This is Tarot for the Great Outdoors, which is one of my favorite decks. It features a bunch of national parks on these major arcana, so the major cards you can see. I can't read it very well, probably. So the moon has to do with, the same way it goes with signs. You may know what your main sun sign is, so the day you were born. The moon sign is specific to a specific time to your actual date of, or like time of birth during that day. And has to do with your, going back to shadow self, and it doesn't necessarily mean your bad self or negative self, or it can, but it isn't always. It's usually is more of an inward, intuitive. It also could be that it's a feminine energy too. Hi, Moon. Hi. Thanks for coming in. I just sounded like you, because I think, isn't that how you say, oh, I just greeted you like you greet me. Happy Friday. Yes, we're gonna pull some tarot cards. I already pulled the moon, so we're already starting off real good. So we've got some intuitive. Maybe that means this weekend you're gonna like go within a little bit too. I've been seeing a lot of the Hermit's been showing up a lot, so a lot of going within yourself and spending time mastering your craft, being that magician, figuring out next steps. Because a lot of things have been speeding up for a lot of people lately, but it also, there's going to be moments where you still have to step back. And thank you. I had Beats before this one, and they just... no, these are actually, I did have Sony's before, but these are actually, let me double check. I think they're Bose. Yeah, they're bows. But yeah, I love this color. I had a similar, or I do have a similar color in Beats, but they stopped working on me, so. Okay. So we got the moon, so we're going to be going into a very emotional or intuitive flow for the weekend, I think. The Fool. So I'm trying to like sense, because I mean, does this mean that there's going to be someone with that? Usually it means you're going to have this fool attitude, or you're starting over, you're starting a new cycle. And so that's probably why you need this moon time, this intuitive alone time. Yeah, it's me tapping my fingers, thinking. Because yeah, you're gonna start new, and so you got to prepare for that, because we're almost always like, yeah, we're ready for change, we're ready to start over, I'm so tired of all this, I'm done. And it's true, and you are, but the biggest thing in duality is that two things can be true at the same time. You can be totally ready and totally not ready at the same time. So if you take the time now to go within, I know I'm not showing the Hermit, but that moon sign, so really like intuitively try to, maybe you should also like try to do some visualization. Once you start getting an idea of what this new path is, take some visualization time to kind of practice it in your head. And not that you can pre-plan everything, but how will you react? How will this make you feel? All of that. Because if you look at this card, this person's very excited, joyous. If you also look, she's like right on the edge of a freaking cliff. So, I mean, the problem with, I don't want to say problem, the limitations to this. And so the big thing is to remember is that new situations, there's going to be scariness, and there's going to be things you can't pre-plan for. So yeah, so try to pre-plan a little bit, try to be careful as you're stepping out onto this ledge, but at the same time, yeah, you also have to have some faith. So, okay, so what's the third card that flew out? Oh my gosh. The Scorpio card, lucky number 13. Got that good old death card again. So, how you move out into this new path will really like be reflected by what kind of death. That always sounds so like, but death is a rebirth too. So like, what is it that needs to go along the wayside so that these gorgeous Death Valley flowers can bloom, so that you can bloom, so that you can be a good Christian and trust in the Lord if that's your path. No judgment either way. So those are our three main cards. We're just gonna have two. I guess we have three, and they're all in the major arcana, and they're all like biggies. So we've got that moon. So that going within, that intuitive, that really connecting with the moon. Maybe that also means that you're going to be working the best during the night. Sometimes that happens too, when like your intuitive processes might be the strongest. To have that fool mentality as you go out. Be careful. Pre-plan as best you can and try to know what you're getting yourself into. But like most things, do we ever really know what we're getting ourselves into until we're already there? you just can't pre-plan everything either. And then that last major card we're going is that death card. So the biggest thing, which probably goes back to that moon, is how are you going to purge some of those things into your out of your life that are no longer serving you and helpful to you. Okay, let's find out a little more about the moon and the moon process we're going to be going through. The intuitive, feminine, emotional, could have all of those things. It usually has a watery effect. Emotional. And it is Scorpio season, which is a water sign, so. Okay. Ooh. Are those the two that need to come out, I guess? I'm thinking so. Okay. Two of Vessels and the Empress. If that's not like feminine and emotional, I don't know what is. If you know these cards at all. I mean, Empress, that's kind of a strong and feminine, you know? Independent. Knowledgeable about spiritual things, including other religions. And then we got the Two of Vessels, so the Two of Cups. Cups, feelings, going back to those feelings, two, duality. Two of Cups is normally is like the minor arcana's version of the Lovers. So it could be a love interest, it could be just someone that you really are in tune with. Yes, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Moon, for... let's see. So yeah, I like that energy. So for the moon, going within, Empress, Two of Vessels. So it looks like it's going to be very watery. So there might be a lot of emotions. Oh yeah, and I always forget that there is an actual... On this moon card, there's an actual Scorpio or Scorpion. So you got that moon there too. So yeah, Empress, strong feminine. So yeah, all three of those are pretty. Let's find out a little bit more about, oh, they're in my lap. I'm always losing things. Let's find out a little bit more about this Fool card. Like I said, when you're starting out on a new path, it can be scary, it can be vulnerable, it can be really exciting too, and sometimes we stumble a lot more because we're excited and maybe rushing, so maybe this is also saying slow down as you start out on this new path. If you're anything like me, I don't like to half-ass anything, and so when I start something, it's like full force. I guess we're just doing that today. Okay, so the Fool, Three of Vessels, so we got more water energy. This one is even better because like the other one was, you know, showing Two of Vessels, duality or a couple or being one-on-one with someone. This one is more about community. We're back in the water again. I love this one because this one's like, yeah, it looks like it's at a hot springs or something. I miss hot springs. I miss Colorado. Not that there aren't hot springs elsewhere. So Three of Vessels. So maybe this new path is going to include more than just one-on-one work and more in like communities or in groups of three or... Okay, the bottom of the deck has got the Queen of Stones. We got Queen of Pentacles again. That's got female energy again. I have been doing... It's like... Doesn't matter what deck I use, but ever since I had a reading with my friend Courtney, I have gotten the Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Stones. at least once a day. If not in my own reads, I see them in reads that I watch. And yeah, I watch a lot of readings and stuff, but not like that. So, okay. Take that Queen of Stones or Queen of Pentacles energy. You're going to need that. Oh, maybe that means, especially if you look at this particular card, she's instructing, she's helping, she's making sure they stay safe, I bet. So especially with that Fool energy. So maybe it's even that even though you're going to have this Fool energy, you're going to have to help others make sure as they embark out that they're not going to walk off the cliff. So yes, have that Queen of Stones energy. Okay, now how about some more about this Death energy? Death energy, Death energy, Death energy. Probably shouldn't. I know Moon understands. Other people would be like, why is she talking about Death energy? Okay, tell us more about this death. They're the dying away of what we don't need so that we can be that Fool, so that we can move on. Okay. Four of Stones. So we have more of those pentacle energy, and like pentacles or stones has to do with stability. So whether it's emotional stability, whether it's financial stability, so it usually has to do with the workplace, the home life, your pocketbook. 4 is usually a stability. If you look, they're just enjoying their time. They're stable. They're actually able to go out and do something, and it looks like they're bird watching and yeah, just chill. Grounded. Definitely need that if you're going to purge away things, out of your life. If you're going to have some death. Like I said, that card doesn't, I suppose it could mean actual death. And I do have a cousin, well, 2 cousins, a cousin and his wife who had a passing of their fur baby, and so that might indicate that a little too, but it normally doesn't necessarily have to do with that. So bottom of the deck, bottom, not top, Andrea. Knight of Blades. So there's a knight-like energy needed, which makes sense. Blades is, in most decks is swords, which has to do with thought processes, deep-seated, beliefs and motivations. The knight is usually a fast energy, and if you look, you gotta be here. Looks like there's probably going to be some kind of an avalanche, or he's trying to warn people, or he's trying to find people. Trying to save the day is what the knight does, especially the Knight of Blades or the Knight of Swords. That's but yeah. Okay, I hope some of that resonated with you guys. If you didn't, then it just isn't your read, and that's okay too. But I feel like this is kind of the way the moonbeams have been going. There's been big changes for me on the horizon, and I've been meeting a lot of great people. So even if this read is just for me, it's for a while there, it was just me and my boo. I have lots of good friends, but I've been just spending a lot of time within, working on my skills. And now here I'm starting out as a fool. I'm a fool. And hopefully that means going into the community more. And I'm going to be offering classes actually on ancestral healing. So, if you know anyone who has had a lot of cycles in their families that they just can't seem to get rid of, or it's just if you live with that, what did I do in a past life? Or what did my family do in a past life? Or what happened? So, because my life is A, B, and C, and I'm not perfect, I'm human, but I definitely didn't do anything remotely close to A, B, or C. So if that is you, check out my website. I'm gonna post it probably on the main website or the main front page here hopefully today, so that you can find it easy. And there's actually going to be a few different ways that you can attend my classes. I'm going to probably go through Google Classroom, and we'll have like Zoom sessions or Google Meetups or whatever. If you do a subscription per month, then you will get access to every class that I have given and whatever classes I give that month. I will do at least one class, hopefully on the full moon. I'm hoping to do a new moon and a full moon one. So at least 2 classes, hopefully a month. And then the more people we have and the more interest, the more classes I'll do, that kind of thing. So yeah, so the first one will come up in January. So I'm hoping a lot of people will check that out. I myself have been going through a lot of ancestral healing, it seems. And yeah, so I really want to bring that gift forth to other people. I've done the exercises in it before that I will be using in the class. And so it'll be fun to revisit. Okay. Should we close this out? I don't even know what time it is. I suppose I should be keeping track. Oh, 2:45. Okay. Let's go ahead and close out our card reading with whatever. So, Miracles Are Endless was the cow spirit for our actual. We opened it with that. And now we're going to close it with Groundhog Spirit, Time to Let Go, which is what we come back to with this Death card. There are some things that a lot of us in this group are needing to let go. Me included. This isn't just about me, and this isn't just about you. Yes, thanks, Mom. My mom. So there's probably a little bit of a lag in the chat, but yeah. R.I.P. Miss Vexy, too. Yeah. She was a good pup. She was a damn good pup. She's good now, though. I mean, the rest of us aren't, but man, she's happy right now. Seems to feel like a lot more of my gifts have to do with connecting with animals. So a lot of my distance Reiki I'll do. And maybe that's what I should do. Now I'm just talking out loud to the group. I do Rainbow Bridge Reiki for when animals are crossing over. I've had probably some of my most realist, craziest type visions and things like that during those. But yeah. So Groundhog Spirit, it's time to let go of some stuff. We're getting ready to embark on a pretty crazy new... We got that Fool card. I mean, that's... And I don't usually do the 3 cards like past, present, future, but if you were to look at that, it would kind of make sense. In the past, we've been really needing to take on that moon energy and like go within and learn and all of those things. And then we move into currently, we're getting ready to move into that Fool. Well, I guess it works, but not completely, because I guess you have that Death card. We kind of need that in order to embark. So yeah, but either way, I hope that stuff, wow. I hope this reading resonated with you. I plan on being on again, let's see. I mean, I'll be popping on and off all weekend long. I hope I don't bug you guys too much when I'm on playing like video games or stuff, things like that. I just trying all the different ways, all the things and stuff in order to try to find the people that need to find me. It's not even about the money necessarily or the following. I mean, obviously I need a following to find the people, but yeah. So if you don't already follow me, make sure you're following or subscribing. Like this live. Share it with someone you think might enjoy my content. I'm just going to keep leveling up, guys, and I want you to keep leveling up, and I want to scatter that stardust everywhere I go, that glitter. Not in a bad way either, not in the annoying, itchy way, in the good healing way, the loving way. And I hope that in turn you will scatter as well. It's great when I get it back, but it doesn't have to come back to me. Just pay it forward. So I hope you guys have a marvelous weekend. For those that like trash TV, like me, it's BravoCon. So I'm going to be busy watching a bunch of junk. But in between, I'll be doing some good spiritual stuff. So how's that? That's how, that duality, remember? That's how I balance my duality. Half of it's super important, great stuff. The other half's trash TV. Come on. But yeah, so thanks for joining me, guys. And if you are on the replay moonbeams, I don't know. I'll have to come up with a term for the replay moonbeams. Or if you're a spoonbeam, most of you are probably spoonbeams because you were too busy in pain to join me live. No, I hope not, actually. I hope everyone's feeling well. And just have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. I really appreciate you guys. This has really been amazing for me, and at first it was really intimidating, and I didn't want to just talk to an empty room when no one was here, which thankfully my mom's here a lot, or Moon comes in a lot. So thanks both of you for being such great supports to me. Yeah, it's been much needed. And okay, now I'm gonna finally quit. I keep saying goodbye. So love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you soon.